Hola, Awe, Eta, how's it? My name is Juice and I'm your host. Welcome to Game Changer. Today is going to be our first episode. So basically, we're just going to be, getting down into things. We're just going to be looking into a whole variety of things on the show. But one of our main aspects, obviously, is making sure that we're empowering you, the audience, the black child, making sure that you are getting the necessary skills that you need to acquire or you may want to acquire. And the next couple of weeks, making sure that I'm giving you as much information as possible, getting new topics and making sure that we're engaging. So today, guys, we're gonna look at our first episode. It's our pilot episode. I'm so excited. We're gonna be looking at what makes a target market or what drives sales in terms of the right target market. Okay, so most businesses don't have a sales problem. That's a reality. That's just something that we need to understand. If you're in business, you don't have a sales problem, but they do have a target market problem. So target market, yes, I know you know what I'm talking about, right? When I'm saying that most people have a target market problem. See, they're posting or you are posting, whatever, right? Your business, your product, you're trying to sell, you're pushing your product, but it feels like nobody is listening. That's the thing. You are targeting the wrong people if it feels like nobody is listening. Not because your product is bad, but because you obviously have the wrong audience. So you have the wrong crowd. And today we are gonna fix that. So today we're gonna talk about how we can make sure that you are finding the right audience. So let's make it simple. I'm gonna bring up my script. I'm gonna try to, engage with the camera and my script at the same time. So let's make this simple. What is target market? Target market is obviously a group, of people, So target market would be a group of people. So it's not everyone. You are not trying to sell to everyone, because now remember, the reality is when you try to sell to everyone, you end up connecting with no one. Right? It's because you are trying to talk to everyone at the same time, the young and the old, the rich and the poor, all at the same time. But you need to understand, can my product cater for all of these people, or can my product cater for these people? Who can my product actually be accessible to, or who can be my target then, right? So let me make an example, If you sell clothes, number one, if you sell clothes, don't say you sell to everyone. I know there's Ackermans, it's a big shop, there's Pep, there's whatever, all these stores, they literally sell clothes, They sell for all sizes, but they are not for everyone. Yes, they are affordable, but remember, the target market is for people who want to come there. Also, your stores that will sell your designer clothing, like your Nike, your Adidas, your Givenchy, your whatever, your top tier brands, Also, they would have then their price tags, and then you will find people that within that tax bracket they will buy there, or people that want to make you believe that they are within, or people that actually want to get there. They'll target. You get what I'm trying to say, right? So if you sell clothes, number one, you don't sell to everyone. So remember, I sell affordable streetwear for young professionals who want to look clean without overspending. That's simple. Now you know who you want to sell to. Let me rephrase it again, So if you're selling clothes, then maybe your target market, how you would look at it, you'll say, I sell affordable streetwear for young professionals, who want to look clean without overspending. Now you have a target market. So now you start to look at pricing, But we'll look at that a little bit later. So now your message is clear. Your audience starts to get noticed, right? And sales become easier because now you already know who you want to sell to. All right. So if you want to sell to people between the ages of 21 and 30, right, then you will look at the fashion trends and how they're dressing up. If you want streetwear, you look at how streetwear is going towards that age group. What are their colors, what are their patterns, what are their designs. You start looking there, and then you target that, and then that audience, they start to realize that, hey man, there's someone that caters for us, and then now the sales start to come, right? So now let's go at it like this, right? So let me tell you why your sales are not moving, right? Number one, you're speaking too broadly. Remember, I just made an example of how we narrow it down, right? So if you are not getting sales, or if you're struggling in getting sales and you're in the clothing industry or whatever industry you're in, you are speaking too broadly now. You are fishing in a big you are fishing in a big ocean, right, with a small net, and that net is not necessarily designed to catch anything. Or you're fishing with a net that's got two big gaps, or it's not netted properly, or I don't know how nets look, fishing nets or whatever, those ones that they cast into the ocean. Yeah, or let's say it's got too many holes. All right, so your message is not clear, right? And people don't feel like you're talking to them. The audience doesn't feel like you're talking to them. So people who are online, they don't feel like you're talking to them. People who are walking past, they don't feel like you're calling them. They scroll, they ignore, they'll think about it, but they don't really come back because nothing is pulling them in. Remember, people don't buy products. People buy solutions that they feel like they were made for them. People buy products that bring value to them. People buy value. Remember, people buy what they will trust at the end of the day, right? So, okay, let's look at it in a couple of ways, right? Let's break it down in a couple of ways. How can we make sure that we avoid the simple errors? Because everyone makes an error, and I'm probably making an error in this video as I'm going. I'm learning also as well. So you'll let me know, right? So how do we fix then our error and make sure that we are finding the right audience? Step number one, identify the problem. Yes, identify the problem. What problem are you trying to solve? Now remember, be specific, right? Not I sell perfume, or I sell shoes, or I sell music, I sell whatever product you are selling. No, be specific. Yes, it's specific. I sell shoes. Yes, it's a specific product, right? But now I help people find comfortable, stylish shoes they can wear all day without pain is now a different thing. I help people, feel comfortable with their footwear. I give people bounce in their step. I sell footwear that makes people, get noticed. All right, or I sell confidence. Hey, that's a nice one. Actually, thinking about it, man, I sell confidence. Right. Step number two. Who feels the problem the most? All right. So who am I trying to target? Who am I trying to get to? Who am I trying to actually reel in? Who am I trying to sell to? Who am I trying to hook in? Right? Who struggles daily with this, or from time to time, who struggles with this? Who is actively looking for a solution? Right? There's a crowd for everything. There's a crowd for alcohol, there's a crowd for skatewear, there's a crowd for goth clothing, there's a crowd for, there's a crowd for anything and everything and anyone and everyone. There's a crowd, right? There's always a market for something. So remember, who is actively looking for a solution? So step number one, right? Be specific about the problem, right? Yes, specific about the problem and the problem that you are solving. Be specific about how are you also solving it, right? Number 2, who feels the problem the most, right? So identify those people. And then step number 3, who can afford it? Don't run away from that. Affordability, currency, money. Don't run away from it, right? Who can afford? Yes. So this is important, right? Interest without money is not a customer. I'm interested, but I'm not buying. I'm not a customer. I'm not a potential customer. Even forget about it. No. Just because I'm in the store and you don't see me making a move to buy as well doesn't mean that I'm a customer or a potential customer. Yes, I'm interested, but if I don't show you money, I'm not a customer. Right? So who can afford it? Right? And then step number 4, who are they? Right? Where do these people spend time? Where are they? So where are they? Sorry, step number 4. Where are they? Where do they go? I find these people. Where do I situate myself and make sure? But right now we're living in a world of the World Wide Web where everything is digitally interconnected and everyone is connected to someone, and there's something called algorithm. So now, where do people spend most of their time? Social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, work environments, communities. Where can I find these people? How do I integrate myself with them? How do I now web myself with them? How do I become a part of them? Right? So I find them. 4 things, 4 steps, right? So step number 1, be specific about the problem that you are solving and how you are going to solve it. Step number 2, right? Step number 2, let me just go again. Who feels the problem the most, right? So who are these people that are actively looking for this solution each and every single day, or who needs this thing on a daily basis? And then remember, pain creates curiosity. I didn't know that. That's new. That's on my script. Right? Pain creates curiosity. Right? So remember also this one, who can afford it? It's very important. If I don't show money, I'm not a customer. If I'm not buying, I'm not a customer. If I say I'm interested, I'm not a customer. If I say maybe, I'm still not a customer. I may be a potential, but a potential customer is not a customer. Done. Right? And step number 4, where are these people? Where can I find these people? And now, right? If you can't find them, you can't sell to them. If you can't find a target market, then you can't sell to them. Every product that you are selling has got a specific audience. Yes, they may not be engaging with you, those people right now at that time, but believe me, once you start finding your people, then you'll start to see that, oh, okay. My target market is the working class. My target market is, people from 18 to, and it gets better. Remember, your target market is people who afford the problem. As people who have the problem and can afford the solution. People you can reach, right? People who have the problem and people who can afford the solution. That's your target market. People you can reach, right? So now, like I said, remember, if you're selling clothing, right? Problem is that people want to look good on a budget. That's the reality, right? And that's the reality. So who could be my target? If I'm looking for people that want to look good on a budget, right? The target market would then be young working adults, because they would have, I would be selling between this price range, or I'd be selling something that, is a range between this, the working class that can afford between this and this, right? Doesn't matter what design brand it is, what shoe it is, everything has a target market. Even cell phones, whatever, everything is targeted for specific people. That's why even those small phones that don't have WhatsApp and those fancy apps are still in the market even till today, because somewhere, somehow, there's people still using them. And yes, we're saying yes, they're gonna kill them, they're gonna get rid of them, but Look how long they've lasted, and they are still being manufactured, and even they're getting even upgrades. They get dual SIMs now, they get, cameras, they get GPRS, they get MP3, now they start having web as well, because they are evolving. Some of them have touch, features as well, because why? They keep evolving, but they are still targeting the same audience. So now remember, your target market would be young working adults. Now, where can I get these people? My platforms would be your TikTok, your Instagram, right? Your Facebook, because why? That's where they mostly spend their time, right? Exciting. Number 2, if I do music, like myself, I do music, right? People want a vibe, they want an escape, right? They want, something that can get them off their target, off their minds. But if I now want to cater for people who always want to be, dancing, who always want to be, having a good time, then what would I say now? I want to be targeting. Now I'll switch my genre and say, okay, people that are always dancing, that are always busy, okay, house music. Then I'll do what? House music or amapiano, whatever genre that is at that time, right? And then if I want, storytellers or people that want to listen to stories, then right, that's how it works, right? And then where will I find these people? Obviously my social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, even YouTube, right? So remember, who do I target? People that are gonna be active to the music, right? Number 3, an example, funeral cover. We love this, right? So now, who do I target? I will target financial stress. The problem is obviously financial stress during loss. Nobody wants, to go and plan a funeral and pay for a funeral, because funerals are expensive. That's the reality. Funerals are very expensive, and with that being right, you don't want to find yourself having to spend too much money. So now, what is affordable? Obviously having a funeral cover. So now, you having a funeral cover would do good for you and your family. So why would it be good for your family? Because now remember, in times of difficulties where you lack, there's always going to be someone who's going to be able to assist you. Your small commitment a month makes sure that during times of need and times of distress, alright, you are well taken care of. And make sure that your family is taken care of, guys. Get funeral cover. So obviously you need to understand, right? You need to understand that this is where it goes down. This is how you break it down, right? Remember, look at it like this, right? Now you want to find your target market. Remember, we're looking at how to find the target market. So what problem do you solve? All right, you want to find your audience. You need to realize, what problem do you solve? What service do you offer, right? And then number 2, who feels the problem the most and why, right? Or how can I then help these people, and where do I find them? Remember, that's your target market, that's your audience. Once you know that those 3, right, and where you find them, you are done. So stop trying to go viral, stop trying to reach everyone. Yes, I understand we are in a world where being viral is a big thing, right? But remember, you need to find your people, speak directly to your audience, right? And people are gonna engage with you, your business is gonna start booming, your products are gonna start selling. Just find the right people. You don't have to convince them. No, they're already convinced, because they're looking for that. They already understand, and that's why they need you, right? So all you need to do is find the right people, and when feeling like a struggle, and start becoming a system, my man, your business is gone, launched, just like that. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. My name is Juice, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. and I hope that this can help you. Go out there and apply it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of today's episode. Drop a comment, like, share, subscribe. We are back at it again next week Sunday. Always, guys, we are killing it, we are writing it, we are doing this each and every single day. So I do sales, and I believe that life is sales. So you are a sale. You need to understand that, and your business can be prosperous should you go and apply what you learned today. So guys, find your target market, and I hope your business starts to boom. See you guys next week. We'll have a new topic, and we'll see you guys. Hopefully, we could have a guest or two. I don't know. Maybe we're still okay. Right? Let me not get too excited. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and over and out. My name is Juice. Bye.